Well, with March Madness underway, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and put together our own Final Four. Final Four factors driving stock market performance for 2021. And here they are: vaccine distribution, stimulus, economic recovery, and interest rates. So let's take them one by one. Again, this Final Four of positive things that we'd look to drive market performance forward this year. First, vaccines. Now, the impact of vaccine distribution cannot be overstated. Since December of last year, 2020, when the Trump administration began rolling out vaccines, we've now seen 100 million doses administered. We're standing, as of today, at 13% of the American population that has been fully vaccinated. And of course, most importantly, the vast majority of that has been those who are most at risk. And we've seen that play out in the new cases and the serious cases and the fatalities. I don't know if you've taken a look at any of the charts recently, but in January, new daily cases were at 300,000. 300,000 per day, new cases of COVID. And today that number has dropped to almost a sixth of that, 50,000 of cases per day. And we've seen that play out even more dramatically in serious cases and fatalities, both plummeting since the first of the year. As these vaccinations are administered, as we approach herd immunity, of course, the good news is the return to normal, the economy opening back up, businesses opening back up. So that's the first factor, vaccine distribution. The second, we've just signed on for another $1.9 trillion of stimulus. And of course, that follows a previous $3.4 trillion in stimulus. Now, while many of us look at that and look at the long term and wonder how in the world our kids are ever going to pay these trillions and trillions of dollars back, we've talked before, but markets are not looking at that long term. They're looking at the near term. And markets love free money. They also love the fact that this stimulus provides a foundation so that we have some economic stability for small business owners and corporations to operate under. So that's number two, stimulus. The third of our Final Four is strong economic recovery. What we're witnessing is surging profits. In fact, surpassing even fairly optimistic expectations. We're now looking at the potential of a 7% GDP growth in 2021. Fourth quarter earnings came in at 4% growth year over year. And think about that. We're talking fourth quarter of 2020 to fourth quarter of 2019, which was pre-pandemic. So we're not comparing the fourth quarter to, say, the first quarter of lockdown or second quarter of trying to open back up. We're talking fourth quarter of 2020 to pre-pandemic 2019, a 4% growth year over year in that fourth quarter earnings number is notable. And in 2021, we've even got the consensus economic or market expectation of upwards of 25% earnings growth. Now that is maybe a little bit deceptive because that is comparing to 2020, where we had lockdown and months and months of tough economic and corporate earnings environment. But even the 2022 number for next year is expected to be double digits. So that's the third factor, strong economic recovery and earnings growth. Our fourth of the final four factors is interest rates. Now, maybe more important than what those rates are is how the rates rise. Interest rates are a huge role, play a huge role in the business conditions, in investment analysis. This year, the 10-year Treasury has gone from 0.6 to 1.6, just in the 2.5-ish months we've seen so far. So a rapid rise, a full 1% rise in the 10-year Treasury, which, at least a couple weeks ago, created a little indigestion in market performance, or Wall Street's attitude. Now, a little bit of inflation is good. And in fact, market performance in gradual interest rate rising environments has been solid historically. But of course, too much, too quick, too rapid, too soon might cause a little bit of volatility. So there's our final four. Our final four factors of stock market performance for 2021. Vaccines, stimulus, economic recovery, and interest rates. And who's the winner? Well, the winner, I would say, is vaccine distribution. Day by day, inch by inch, as we can get our population vaccinated, the herd immunity, things will feel better and better. Markets will anticipate a return to normal, which will be great news for investors. And if you're interested in my other final four, I think I'll take Gonzaga, Florida State, Baylor, and Houston. And I guess I'll take Gonzaga to win it all. Good luck to you and your brackets, and we'll see you next time.